All right, good morning, everybody. I'm gonna get started here shortly. Uh, PPI came in hotter, getting bought up at this point. Dollars off the highs, initial reaction higher, yields as well. I'd rather have a flat open to a gap down on days like today. You do have some leaders today. Coin, SMCI, AMAT. Bitcoin names are looking good. Bitcoin itself holding up okay. Nvidia's looking strong. AMD's looking okay. Nvidia holding that range here. Earnings next week coming up Wednesday. Upgraded. AMD, I think, looks pretty good. Took a break above yesterday's highs 180, 180, 279, 185. Back to the highs. Netflix looks very strong. Continuation here. Roku earnings out of the way, and looks like they're chasing this one now. Roku down a lot. 17%. Tesla's up as well. Getting started here. All right. All right, welcome everybody. It is Friday. Very nice to have you here. We're gonna get started now. We're gonna start by looking at some of the indices and get into some of the individual names that we might be interested in trading today. Starting off with um, the thought that PPI and CPI is now out, and so far the reaction has been fairly balanced, meaning initial reaction CPI on Wednesday or Tuesday rather, was a sell-off, got bought up. We've had a couple of nice days. We've taken back all of that. And now we are basically backtesting that Tuesday high of which we sold off from right around this 50-40. So that's going to be an important pivot. If we can hold that, we should be able to move towards the highs, overnight highs around 50-60. So that'll be interesting to see. I think anything under 50, 31.50 should see 50-20, 50-13, 75, 50-13, 75, an area of which we got a bounce off yesterday. We called it out before the open, a possible area of a bounce. We got that. Everybody's, in the spirit of education, that's, nothing magical. It's just the previous week POC caught a bounce there. That's where the most volume traded on the volume profile, and then the market profile that's signifies the most time spent. It just creates a lot of value there. And if that holds, we'll find value elsewhere higher. With that out of the way, we're going to take a look at a few different things. We did have some housing starts, building permits, producer price index, core PPI for January, PPI year over year, and then core PPI year over year came in, hotter. All in all, we are negative 10 basis points here, so not a big reaction, fairly muted reaction so far. Second thing in line here would be that, we need to keep an eye on Fed Vice Chair Barr speaking at 9:10, so 20 minutes before the open. And then a half an hour after the open at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do have the consumer sentiment, which is important. And so you might want to be cautious having open positions into that 10 a.m. hour. Mary Daly speaking at 12:10. So that's that as far as ES, as far as events, and then earnings. Nothing of significance to me. So not a whole lot here. It is Friday. We're gonna go through a few different things here, starting with Tesla. I know everybody's super excited about Tesla. I traded Tesla yesterday. Not traded, I didn't trade it as best as I could, but got a little bit out of it. And then it proceeded to move back above 200 and hold. We are currently gapping up. I think it tested 205 in the after hours. So I'll be watching that. Please note this gap above here into 207. I've been talking about this 207 forever. If you can get back above 207, we could test 212.36. Y'all remember this 212.36? Very sticky level from just a few weeks ago, a couple months ago. Anything above 212, I think we see 220. 230 plus, right? If that's the case, if you do close above 212, I think that earnings report is behind us. For fuck's sake. Sorry, my screen is there. Next one here that I'm interested in is Netflix. Netflix is gapping up, so I'll be curious to see if that 592 holds on a back test. Previous day high. I was hoping to catch that 595 break today, but it doesn't look like we're getting it. But let's just see what it does at the open. Be cautious with chasing these. Okay, let them take some profits, and then you see. Excuse me. I am a little under the weather today, so please excuse me if I sound funny and sneeze a lot. Next one I'm looking for here is NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I'm liking this 740 area. 742, 745, 746. There's some resistance there. The next kind of huge level will be 750. So watch 750 there. Additionally, yesterday AMD put in a down day. Not a perfect 111, but a 1-2 watch, right? See this as the breakout, the back test, and now do we get this break above? If 177.85 holds early, we could test 180 even number, but then 180.63 is for me important. So break above that, 181 could test 183, 185, above 185, and I think we could, we're on our way to 200. Did I say that NVIDIA caught a few upgrades today? Multiple upgrades. The craziest one, or the one that was the most impressive, I guess, was 1200 upgrade ahead of earnings. Pay attention. We have earnings coming up on Wednesday. So they're still piling into this. They're still seeing some value in this one. And I mean, this one could double in the next couple weeks, maybe months, maybe if that earnings report is positive and the market is constructive. Okay. So if you think this is a chase, it doesn't really necessarily have to be if they have the numbers to back it up. So we'll see. It's all about the guidance, AI, and the anticipation of revenue off of it. Um, Also, last quarter, how did that, and how did um, the expectations do? Were they met, um, or did they meet the expectations plus? So we'll see, we'll see. Interesting, nonetheless. Aside from that, PA&W got an upgrade. So we'll watch that. This one does have earnings on Tuesday, so I mean this is looking beautiful, right? You have a move up, flag, move up, a little channel, got sold off, got bought up quickly, and now let's see if that it breaks this line that goes across their systems. Um, Coin had earnings. Coin had earnings, and I mean, it's right there, right? I'm not the one to chase this, but if you are, I would watch a little dip, maybe into 180, 175. Um, watch, this one could get silly above these highs here. So, 190, 192 area for 208. Um, Bitcoin is still looking fine. I mean, SMCI is, if you want to see the top, it's when I start playing SMCI. So you might want to play puts when I go in. I don't know. I'm not the one to chase this. I think on any bigger dip, I think this could get bought up. But chasing it when it's up, 6% every freaking day, moving, 100 points a day, it's a little too hot for me. A little too hot. Little too hot. So, but I think a lot of people in this space, they like these kind of things and they like to chase. And I'll play momentum if I see it, but maybe some 0-day trades today, a little cheaper. Let's see. LRCX is looking pretty good. That sorry, seven. How silly am I thinking it's 700s? Watch a little back test of these, previous week high and VRT I'm liking still. ARM, right? Forgot. ARM is a bigger watch for me. I'm liking the double inside. Um, you know, it's triple inside here. Above 135. It almost did it yesterday, but it didn't. Above 135, watching those 138 calls could get silly. Any questions, charts you want me to take a look at? I mean, let's just see what happens here with the market. ES is holding 50-30, 50-40 area. Netflix, I kind of like on a back test. SNCI, if we get a bigger sell today, I mean, people usually like buying that thing up. So you remember yesterday? It caught two candles or three candles in a row red, and no, where was it? Here? This candle here. It's hard for you to see, but it was a sell from 970 down to 940, and they gulped it up and some. Look at this. I think it was Barr that was like, oh, and everybody, every day is like, SMCI. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I don't know if you've seen this one, right? This is probably the one thing I've never seen in my life. HKD went to 2,500 plus in a matter of days. So, it is, what SMCI is doing is okay compared to this. Is this it? Yeah. You don't see the wick, but there's a wick going here. with a high around 2,600. No, you have to buy stock. So that's one. Two, SMCI, from what I've read, and actually I was watching Wall Street Jesus's YouTube weekly video. If you haven't, listened to him, I think you should. Aside from all the F-bombs and cursing and shit, like they know what the hell they're talking about. But as far as he's concerned, like SMCI, as far as value, it's still valued okay. Okay, even with this parabolic kind of move. Okay, so I'm not saying chase it, but this is based on good fundamentals and projections in the future, right? It's always speculative, but that's what I took from him. And you know me, I do look at fundamentals and stuff like that, but it's nice hearing it from him because they've been in this game a whole lot longer than I have. So just one thing to keep in mind, right? Just one thing to keep in mind. This is not only moving on options activity and FOMO, MOMO, and all that, but it's also fundamentally in an okay shape compared to like other names that are running, just because. In any case, SMCI, we'll watch it. Uh, might not trade it. Coin, 190, 175, definitely a buy. 188, 208 could come. P&W had an upgrade. Tesla's looking good. Uh, Tesla 202, 200, 198, 59. 198, 59 could be a good spot to go long. Okay. As far as ES, as long as 5031 is holding, I'm expecting us to move higher. If we break 5031, I think we could test that 5020, 5013, 5007, and then 5,000 below. So let's just keep this. Let's see what happens. Meta selling off pretty heavily here, 480. I think there was a note out on LLY regarding them being like a $1 trillion company soon. I thought I read. Um, as far as QQQ, 535. Sorry, 435 area needs to hold here. Yesterday's highs. Um, Speaker here. IWM was relatively strong yesterday. Yeah, IWM tested 205, back down 202. Needs to hold 200. It's down quite a lot here. Pre-market, bigger gap here. So, IWM relatively weak here. Apple, whatever AI news came out yesterday, got sold into. Gapping down here quite significantly. Oh, forgot to mention Spot. Spot looked good earlier. And if 244 holds, 244, 245, right there. We can move to 250. So watch spot for a reversal trade today if the market catches a little bit of a bid. Was strong yesterday, but Meta's selling off here. Netflix holding up okay. Roku, I have it up on my other monitor if they start buying it up for some reason, but I think they missed uh on revenue and all that. So, I doubt they will buy it up. ARM lower. Okay. SMCI, a little dip here. Dippity dip. I had a focus list. There, I'm just gonna post it. I'll post it. All right, I'm gonna shut down the YouTube stream here. Thank you, everybody.